And we're live.
Oh my.
Hi, everyone.
Crap.
Welcome to the show. I have no idea where I was going. I got distracted by a picture of my face on the screen.
We're all distracted by a picture of your face on the screen, in fact.
That's how it works. Snail, Ed Zero. No, the spaceship they're on is the USC SS Moonin. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Also
pronounced Hot Pocket. Thank you.
Yeah.
The English person normally calls it the Hot Pocket.
Yeah. Regular, Southwest Tennessee pronunciation is Hot Pocket.
The shuttle is the pizza roll.
So Mimir or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember that showing up once in Meeting You Zero.
Yeah. Anyway, everyone, welcome to the show. We're here to play some Alien, our own little campaign called All Fear the Ishtar. Things got weird last session. Our pilot wasn't here, so we'll do a little catch up.
Surely you didn't miss me.
We successfully didn't have to roll any piloting tests.
Good. That means you did everything right.
But we are
Your
starting
lack
out.
of recklessness was appreciated.
Yeah, we are starting out this session with. We kind of ended at a point where like, all right, we'll wrap it here because next thing we do calls for a piloting test.
I think you guys made a mistake.
You call it a mistake. I call it good, clean fun.
Content.
All right.
I'm basically blind drunk right now, so
You son of a biscuit eater. Let's do some introductions and we'll do a recap. Then we'll get into it. I like going reverse order because I like Jeff's introductions.
and they're mean to whoever comes after him, though.
Well, that's why he's also last. That way no one comes after Jeff.
Yeah.
No, Jeff, we saved the best for last. Don't give me that. All right. Jeremy, who you playing?
Hello, I'm your assigned Working Joe. Industrial model designation DR460N. I'm glad to assist in any capacity you need. I have taken up Hidden Stash because I need to have redundancy and safety items to make sure that this crew does not perish on an alien world.
I heard an echo. Is that on your side, Jeremy?
I don't think so. I don't hear any echoes. Maybe.
Okay.
I got my earbud in now, so it's not me. It's not me.
That's fine. Like I was over here like, shit, did I not mute something? What's going on?
Yes, you did well.
It's fine. Bert, who you playing?
Echo.
Leo,
Echo.
Leonard Coffey. I'm the ship's first aid guy. Looking at the data pad, looking at all the vitals I've got from the crew members here. I gotta ask you, do you even lift, bro? I don't think you do. I'm seeing some very, very low testosterone values here. I'm seeing some, and yeah, I understand you can lift whatever you'd like to, Joe. I'm talking to the other members of this crew. I suggest many repetitions in the gymnasium, followed by big breakfast, bigger lunches, and even bigger dinners. That's all I got to say on the matter. Thank you.
Dan.
He's talking like we get paid enough to afford dinner, lunch, or breakfast. I'm technically our pilot, but we all know that that's a sham. I'm just the guy who acts like our pilot, and everybody believes it.
Fair. You haven't crashed the ship yet.
It's not without trying.
No,
Daniel, as we were talking about before the episode, you just got to be confident.
That is true.
To fly the ship, and that's all that matters.
I am confident I will do everything wrong.
Otto is just two kids in a trench coat that pretends to be the pilot.
I'm not going to rule it out.
I wouldn't. John.
Yeah.
Who are you playing?
Hi, I'm John. I'm playing Ryan Sheridan, company agent. A nice guy who may have lost his cool last time. He got a little frustrated with Dr. Pierce. Little bit. And thankfully, Dr. Pierce did calm me down when we were going to go outside and do some exploration. It was a bit spooky. So, yeah. And we will try to have smoother, calmer waters. And, yeah.
Cool. Okay. And Jeff, what you got?
My name is Pierce. Dr. Dante Pierce, PhD. Humanitarian. Rational-minded with nerves of steel and a keen eye for analysis. I'm a volcanologist with a robust and girthy publication history. I'm a lover to a murdered fiancé. Caretaker to a murdered set of children, I think 2, maybe 3. And I will have my vengeance in this life
Volcano.
or the next. Yes, against the volcano and against the Sikhs and administrators who didn't listen to my warnings.
I should do, yeah.
Sikhs and seeking tomorrow together.
You know what? I need to look and see.
Without your wife and children.
However many they may be.
We technically weren't married yet.
Yeah. How long had you known her for?
Couple years.
Time, some of it.
Yes. Maybe it was months, but it felt like years. It felt like we've known each other our whole lives.
Perhaps even days.
Don't practice your erasure on me, Ryan Sheridan. What we had was real.
Mm-hmm.
As real as the ground we walk on. It was taken from me in an instant. Classic case of spontaneous volcanic activity.
So
I'll give you that one.
And the children
yeah.
boiled to death. In the very lake I was going to teach them how to fish. You know the story by now.
Yes, you may have mentioned it.
I'm willing to hear it, though.
I will not let them be forgotten, Ryan.
See how insensitive he is.
To you and your Sikhs and cronies, they're just another digit in a column somewhere on a spreadsheet. But to me, they were real.
They were, very sorry for your loss.
You know, I believe you this time.
Okay. I wasn't changing anything in the overall plot direction based off that introduction.
Gonna find a way to derail the plot and just revenge against the volcano.
He's just
There's no
reaffirming that the
xenomorphs.
wandering volcano is still there. That's all.
It's just like how the Jaws series eventually it became like a revenge, like the Jaws, like the shark was coming after them and it became a family grudge. That's what it's going to be with Pierce and volcanoes.
Just a family of angry volcanoes traveling across the stars.
We're going to be like on our spaceship with our like motion detectors, and out of a ventilation shaft is going to be like a tiny volcano.
It's an alien like fire god that is just pursuing Dr. Pierce.
You know,
we're going to find out that one of his seismic probes accidentally killed the baby volcano, and parents are taking their vengeance.
It's the back and forth revenge story of a lifetime.
Yeah, it is. All right, let's do us a little recap. So a lot happened last session.
I heard all about the volcano already. Is there anything else to recap?
It's not like you would pay attention anyways, Otto. You would just run recklessly into danger.
Yeah.
Please continue to be a hazard.
Yeah.
Oh, dragon throwing shade.
It's very well placed.
Don't understand all the animosity. We're a team. Let's act like one. Ryan, get your shit together.
All right, and a quick housekeeping. Tim Scott, modest complication. I'm still sitting on that. I got some plans for it tonight. And then also, the audience bought us 5 banked bonus die. You can use those before or after your roll, and they just add a D6.
Let's cut to the
an
chase,
additional
Chuck.
D6. Yeah,
How many bits for the volcano to show up? That's the question.
20,000. Let's go lower. Let's do something more reasonable. 2,000.
2,000
What's
bits
going to happen?
volcano.
The volcano is going to send
A wife and child stealing volcano.
Yeah.
the volcano is going to send magmatic recreations of Lauren, and Graham, Linda,
Yes.
God.
to lure me away.
Yeah.
They were kind of crossing event horizon with Alien. Okay, cool. I'm in. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm already home.
So yeah, last session, Joe finished getting the 2 vehicles repaired with some assistance from Ryan. Dr. Pierce dug through a bunch of medical records. Leo managed to pull Dr. Spinner off and get him into the Moonins med bay, kind of calm him down, do a little bit of analysis. While Ryan was working up in the bridge of the science station, he saw on the external cameras footprints in the dirt outside. So the team got together, went and popped it open. And yeah, there were footprints, and it looked like they were walking around the perimeter of the station. Dr. Pierce did some basic scannings with his motion tracker.
There's nothing basic about what Dr. Pierce does. Thank you very much.
My apologies. Did some advanced and highly technical scanning with the motion tracker. It did look like those footprints walking around the outside of him. One shoe was off. So it was like a barefoot and a boot. Ryan was able to confirm that the atmosphere, I think that was Ryan, was able to confirm that the atmosphere here, it wasn't immediately lethal, but you're looking at like 20 to 40 minutes until lethality, if you're not in a pressure suit of some kind. So people kind of went back to work for a while, did some more research, and there became a pounding noise outside of the bay where Joe was working. Checking the camera, a strange one-armed techno-organic person was standing there banging at the control panel that Joe had previously repaired. And at the point that Joe called out, thing disappeared. Oh, I was going to mention, I kind of skipped ahead. The highly advanced and detailed motion scanning that Dr. Pierce did. Yeah, I was thinking that too, Jeremy. Yeah. Revealed 2 blips in the distance and kind of going off the known zoology on the planet, and 2 harvesters somewhere off in the distance. Didn't seem to really have any interest in you all. At least they weren't closing in. But yeah, creature ran off, and you all decided that you're going to load up in one of the vehicles that Joe just finished repairing, and see if you can track it down. Whoever this creature is. Yeah, that's where we wrapped, because we got to get us a piloting test out of the way.
Oh no. Can I get a little detail on what exactly I'm piloting?
You are piloting a ground vehicle, like ATV, really like pumped up golf cart kind of situation. Can seat
right.
8 people. And you are...
So this is a pedal to the metal situation.
That's up for all of you to decide. I mean, it really depends on how you want to handle it. You are actively trying to track down whoever this person thing was outside of the science station.
Before we begin, Otto, you were noticeably absent recently. Are you intoxicated? Under any sort of mind-altering substances? Do you need your stomach pumped? I am glad to assist.
Yes to all of the above.
Oh no.
Oh, there's some random thing on my screen.
Yeah, one-armed version of
Now,
those.
Joe, that's best handled in Med Bay. You can't have all the fun.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
All right, well, it's in time for me to make
Oh,
mistakes.
I like it. We got us a
And I
stress roll,
did.
3 successes.
Oh, his stress. We did rest, so his stress would have been gone.
Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll drop them stress die. You just pull 3 successes.
Okay. I'll take 3 successes, I guess.
Sure. You all load into this thing with auto driving. Kind of heading in the direction of these mountains, trying to get a look for like footprints, anything that might lead you on a trail. Let's go ahead and do some observation tests. Yes.
In addition to this, I will have the motion tracker activated.
Nice.
But I will also be observing.
Sure. We got a couple single success from Ryan, Joe.
Is this an everybody can make it sort of
Wow.
situation?
I
I don't think I need to now.
Yeah, Doctor.
Thank you, Dragon.
Pierce. Yeah.
That is the appropriate response.
I expect Foley to be a backseat driver here. So
I can only assume he's searching for a surprise volcano.
I am always on alert for sporadic volcanic activity.
Okay. So we got a handful of things that you can kind of watch out for. So first things first, you find signs of this trail, this person that you're tracking after, and you are following their path. Dr. Pierce, you would have been the one who kind of noticed it at first, and you kind of line up the rest of the crew, so they're actively kind of keeping you auto on track for that as you're kind of monitoring the motion tracker, along with just taking in your surroundings every now and then, make sure there's nothing coming up on you. As you're watching, you do see kind of off on the far scan distance of this tracker, those 2 blips kind of show up, and you see them for a little bit just kind of hanging out on the very edge of it. But they must have kind of picked up that you're all out here making noise, and you can see them very rapidly closing in. Now, you did roll fantastic on this, and you do have the motion tracker, and you can actually kind of look out across the horizon, and you can see, think trimmer style, you can see those 2 dust trails coming up from the ground. They're burrowing underneath very rapidly.
I don't mean to alarm anyone, but there might be some harvesters coming our direction there, showing up on the motion sensor. You see the dirt, you see the dust trail that coming right at us.
Yep.
How
So we
fast
shoot
can this
the
go,
gap
Otto?
right down the middle.
Let's just ride up one of them. Use it like a ramp. Climb the mountain.
So
That seems very ill-advised, despite your amazing intellect, Dr. Pierce.
Well, thank you, Dragon. I was making a joke. I'm trying to be more friendly.
I wasn't. I'm serious about shooting the gap right between the 2 of
These
them.
things are big enough they could swallow this entire vehicle whole.
Dr. Pierce,
Glad to
this
hear
is
such
your
things,
operation.
Dr. Pierce,
So
I'm going to have to update your
I'll go with you.
psychological profile. I think you've been making really good improvements here lately.
Thank you. I am certainly trying to overcome the immense abyss of sadness and despair that I look into every night as I fall asleep. And when I say fall asleep, I don't even really
Dr. Pierce,
mean
not to
sleep.
interrupt
I just
you,
mean
but
kind of drift off.
there's danger,
Weird
sir.
sense of just
Otto, if you
detachment
wanna
from all
go-
things around me.
Otto is
And
going
suddenly
like,
I'm aware again.
I greatly appreciate your abyss-infused humor.
So
sunglasses
usually,
are going down. It's time for Otto to have fun.
yeah. Usually in this
Oh, no.
situation,
What are you
I
doing?
would just make you all fight. What are you doing? You got a
I'm
13.
rolling
roll,
power
man.
supply. It's a power supply
okay,
roll
okay.
for my.
Cool.
Yeah, that's all I'm checking.
Okay.
Just rolling dice for fun.
Okay, Dr. Pierce did really good on that observation test. All of you got enough to stay on the trail of this thing. Dr. Pierce knocked it out of the park. Usually I would just make you fight these things, but since you did do really good, yeah, I'll give you the opportunity. Otto, you've had full, it's been brought to your attention. You know where they are. They're closing in hard and fast. You can take, what are you going to do to try and avoid? Are you going to shoot the gap in the center?
Yeah, I mean, the shenanigans idea is to shoot the gap in the center and have them run into each other while they try to eat us.
You just got to roll a pilot test, man.
I do, and I will.
Now, I do want to remind you, we do have those 5 bonus dice still sitting in the pool.
Okay, I may take one of them, but I am playing my personal agenda here. So
okay.
Before he rolls, might I ask a question?
Yeah.
Are they between us and where we're going?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, I just wanted to make sure he wasn't taking a detour.
I'm just doing it for fun, actually. But
yeah, no, you are keeping on track. Yeah, and
Lauren,
keeping your current.
Linda, Graham, I'll see you soon.
You got a success.
I will push.
Okay.
And if that is not enough, I will push it again because I'm reckless and I can.
You've pulled 3 successes.
Good.
Okay, that will be 5 successes. You need to roll stress for me.
Okay. I'm trying to remember how to. Just click stress.
Yep, just click the word stress on your sheet. You're keeping it together. You're doing good.
Perfect.
Otto, what are you doing? Why are you doing this, Otto?
I'm going fast.
You gun it, and you gun it hard. As you're all closing in,
I assume I'm shouting out chili dogs as we go zipping by them.
I don't know why you wouldn't be. These 2 massive creatures bust out of the ground and are closing in hard and fast, like coming in on each side of the vehicle. And sure enough, Otto, you gun it right between, and you hear the boom as you look in your rearview mirror and you see that they've ran into each other head to head. For my complication, though, that is not going to be the end of them. And they will continue to pursue. But you don't need to worry about that right now. In fact, Dr. Pierce, using your final success off that observation roll earlier, as you're tracking along, you're watching the path ahead of you. I need to adjust the stream table. There we go. You see something shiny, not large, maybe 2.5, 3 feet long, almost along the path that you're heading. Something shiny sticking out of the ground. Looks like it's got black patches along this, this semi-matte kind of metallic finish on it. Has some kind of like cord or strap or something hanging off a side of it. Moving at the speed you're moving, you can see it ahead with enough time to really to let Otto know. But you're not going to be able to get a good read on it unless you all slow down or stop.
Something else here. Look, there. How much distance do we have with the harvesters? Can we slow down? I want to get a better look at this.
Otto, you could slow down. If you stop more than 5-10 seconds, you're worried that they would be able to catch up with you.
All right, it's got to be quick.
These eyes, I don't need 5 to 10 seconds. 4 is probably sufficient.
I mean, are we going to have time to get it? Somebody be ready to get it.
God damn it, man. Will you just slow down the vehicle so I can look?
Ryan, get ready to get it.
I'm ready to get it.
Please stay in the vehicle, Ryan. I will gather the object if necessary.
Okay.
Let's see what it is.
That's a good idea. He's very much a hands-on manager.
So you slow down. It is some kind of firearm, rifle of some kind. You're not
Grab it.
able to pull any more information from the distance, but it is definitely a gun sticking out of the dirt.
Drop the hatch. I'll try to grab it as we go by.
It'll be a mobility test if you want to do that.
Sure.
Give me that mobility test. Do you want to
Let's
push
push
that?
it.
Oh no.
Roll me stress.
Yes, I do.
Should be
Oh, sorry. Talking about me relative to his ass.
I'm
So
good.
Ryan, yeah, you go to reach out and you miss it. It right past your fingers.
Now I gotta
Push
actually
it.
stop.
Why don't you go ahead if you want to actually stop, seeing as you didn't come to a more gentle stop? This will be a braking hard situation. I
Mhm.
will want a piloting test.
That's fine. This is exciting for me.
Okay, you succeed, so you do. It's a very hard stop. Give me that stress roll. Still keeping it together. You're doing great. Joe, are you jumping out of the vehicle to grab it?
That is the intention, yes, if it is desired. So
Sure.
Take your manager with you, please. Leave him behind.
Oh, no.
Dragon, do you have any explosives? A grenade of some sort?
I may, in fact, do you feel it would be pertinent?
Perhaps it could slow down the harvesters, throw them off our scent if you throw it behind us as we make our escape.
As it so happens, I do have some industrial grade explosives on me.
Yeah, I knew it.
I'll
I know
use
what
my
you're
hidden
thinking.
stash, like
Okay.
something that was intended to potentially do some excavation somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, you pull out some high-grade explosives. You grab the weapon, and it is a shotgun. And you plant the high-grade explosives. You got your remote detonator for it. You leap back into the vehicle. And
Great.
you're looking. It is a... yeah, I've got the specific make and model of this shotgun.
I will hand the detonator to Dr. Pierce. The honors are yours, sir.
Thank you, Dragon. It's very kind of you.
No, thank you again for your abyssal humor.
You're welcome. I've been actually working on a full set. At night, sometimes I have a lot of time to think, so I practice in front of a mirror. Not necessarily a mirror, just a polished reflective panel will do.
I would
It
enjoy
helps
to
me
hear
cope.
all of your humor.
Yes,
Yes.
one day.
But yeah, as you pull it in, this is a just Armat Model 37A2 12-gauge pump action shotgun. As you bring it in, you can see that this thing has been modified kind of crudely. The barrel has been sawed off. The stock has been, just regular sawed-off shotgun-looking thing. But there's this emblem that's been etched into the side of the stock and handle, and it's this very rough-looking bird.
Fine.
You're driving. You can have it when you're done.
Please
Okay.
focus on your job, Otto. You have
I
one
have to.
job. Don't screw it up.
For safety,
Oof.
we'll have Dragon hang on to it for right now.
Okay.
You've given me incentive to drive better.
There you go. Okay. You all take off again. Now, Dr. Pierce, you have the detonator. I'll tell you how it
Keeping
works.
close watch on the harvesters.
Yeah. So you're going to give me an observation test. Here's how it's going to go. If you get one success, you're going to do a good enough job scaring them off that you won't have to worry about them for the rest of your trip there. The more successes you do, you might harm one, you might harm two. You get up into that 4 or 5 area, you could possibly even start killing them.
I see. I got one.
Okay, so yeah, at least you scare them off. You don't have to worry about them closing back in. You do need to give me that stress roll.
It's going to be, I don't think this is factored in, but I have nerves of steel now.
Okay.
So -2 on whatever
Okay.
I roll.
I've got the table here.
So
That
it does.
-1.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're-
looks like it must have
Yeah.
worked.
Yep.
Oh shit, it did. Nice.
Oh, it did work. Oh, wonderful. Yes, and hold. He keeps saying, despite being the one actually with the detonator. And then he looks over at Ryan. He pulls the trigger.
Just this.
It's just you, Ryan.
You hear these.
I can't watch it.
Yeah.
Reminds me too much of a pyroclastic eruption.
Yeah, you see this eruption. Well, you don't see it, Dr. Pierce.
Yeah, cool guys don't look at explosions.
And
Okay.
neither do doctors, apparently.
You not like fireworks? What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me, Ryan? What's wrong with me? The woman I love died to a random explosion of
mute
volcanic
Dr. Pierce's
magma
channel.
coming up out of the actual earth. And her 2 children, which were going to be my adopted children, were boiled to death for the same basic reason thing. We'll worry about the details later.
Send a message to Sheridan that says, remarkably, when he goes on these tirades, his blood pressure and his hormonal levels come way down. It's like soothing to him.
I'm guessing that it seems like a self-soothing kind of thing, like a baby that cries and then, eventually puts itself to sleep. Yeah.
If it makes you feel better, the heat likely killed them long before the lava boiled their bodies.
Thank you, Dragon. A lesser mind would probably become upset by that. But as I have a superior intellect, I must concur with you. You are more than likely correct. Their deaths would have been quick and painless, if gruesome and horrific to observe by the outsider.
Just like bacon.
Ryan looks over to see if Pierce is done talking. And then seeing that he's not speaking anymore, opens the channel back up.
Yeah. So, you all continue the track. The rest of the journey is uneventful. You see these mountains growing in front of you. And eventually, as you're closing in, you can see this split, this kind of valley, crevice, large enough for your vehicle to enter. And these feet that you're on, this trail that you're following, leads right into it.
Is that where we're going?
Dr. Pierce? This is your mission.
Is that where we're going, Mother? Is this the correct course? Mother.
Yeah, you
Is
hit
this thing
the
on, Mother?
You hit the comms. Oh. I haven't heard from you guys in a while.
Okay. I was talking to you like Mother as in GM.
Yeah,
GM.
no, I know. I'm saying you hit the comms and Dr. Spinner is answering.
Dr. Spinner, we are currently investigating the
Is the Northwest Mountains? Is that where we're at? Is that right?
To answer your
Northwest
question
Mountains.
to me, yes, this was where you were going, yeah.
Checking the site now. Do you have any radar on us? Can you see us? Are your instruments showing us, pinging up?
What do you mean?
I mean, you're at a scientific outpost. Do you have anything that can track vehicles within a relatively close proximity of your station?
And it's coming up on this point where Otto, you drive into this crevice. You're moving in. I mean, like, you guys are here. What are you talking about?
Stand by, please.
And I'll put it on just like close with us.
So, I don't know if you all heard that.
Mm-hmm.
We know Dr. Spinner has had a break with reality. However, what do you make of it?
Either he's, got some really new puppets, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Well, that's great. I was
Guessing.
actually talking to Leo, as Leo is the one here with medical and psychological
Leo
acumen.
turns the comms
Makes
back
sense.
on.
I just enjoyed my input there. I'm sorry.
Just for a moment, says, hold up a finger and say, hey, Doc, you there?
Yeah,
So we're all there, right?
I presumed it was you. I'm in my bunk writing. I've got the door closed, having some me time after that little.
Oh, okay. So you
Disagree.
haven't actually seen us there. You just assume it's us.
Yeah. I mean, I hear
1 minute.
you all walking around out there. I presume it's you. You all must be confused. And then, yeah, you 1 minute him.
Well,
Put
then.
him on mute again. I think he's perfectly sane in this case, but he ain't alone. No, sir.
Yeah.
He ain't alone.
Maybe he should hide.
Well,
Like
he sounds like he's buttoned up right now.
Well, he's in his room. About as safe as he can be, I think.
Or maybe he could take a peek, observe, see who the intruders are.
I mean, yeah, if
Need
he hears
information.
someone.
Could.
Well, Dr. Pierce, I would ask what your goal here is. If we want to keep the man safe, it's probably best to tell him that we are engaged in something very dangerous and that he should stay in his room. Now, if your thoughts are that we can eliminate this man, then I heartily agree that he should investigate things. Given his mental instability, he likely will not come through this and
I
alive.
have no desire to see the man harmed, but I'm thinking long term. There are one too many mysteries that seem to be abound in this area, and we don't yet know the full extent of all the dangers we might be facing. So while, yes, him peeking out might put him in perhaps immediate danger, the information that he could perhaps gain could alleviate future, more significant dangers.
I'm being killed. Yes, very useful information for the future.
Chuck,
do you really act like this, Ryan? Is this really how you're behaving right now?
Leo, to answer your question, no. You could view the cameras from the bridge of the science vessel, and you all did hack into the science vessels from your ship. So you could view the cameras from your ship.
Okay.
But I do have a PRPUT uplink terminal and a PDAT system. If it helps any.
I would have to look at that.
I don't remember. It may not help us.
Anyway, so yeah.
It's a portable terminal with a piloting joystick. So
if it pleases you, Dr. Pierce, Ryan is also very good at doing the voice of an exasperated cheesemonger. It is my favorite NPC.
Apologize. I am used to having professional colleagues who are capable of keeping an intelligent wit about them and making difficult decisions. This
is your mission, your decision. You want to send the man out there and possibly have yet another death on your conscience? That's your choice.
Yes, I do.
Okay. That's on you then. Noted in the report.
As if you're going to survive to be able to file that report.
And yet a third death threat against me. Thank you.
I'm still driving.
Enjoy unemployment when this is done.
So
carry on.
Otto, you do remember that.
Absolutely irritating creature.
You are too.
Secret best friends. Otto.
I mean, I really don't like him.
Otto, you do remember that you have that uplink terminal. There's a chance that you could patch into the Moonin system and then possibly get a look through those cameras, but that is going to take time. But you're driving in this crevasse right now.
It's fine.
Leo, you still have Dr. Spinner on the phone, on the comms.
Now you said that he could turn on the cameras from there?
No, not from his bunk where he said he was hiding.
But from the ship. He could go.
I can.
Well, Leo, your question. He can either get to the bridge of the science station or he can get to your ship.
Right. Well, I mean,
our ship's locked though. We put a jack on it and whatever else, the club.
But you can unlock it for him.
His own ship, and the controls there.
So
You want to let a crazy person in who doesn't even know that we're not in his own space station onto our ship?
I don't think he's going to fly away with it. So
I know, but I mean, who knows how
but he
long?
did do a hell of a lot of damage to their own ship. So
Yeah.
that
He is
a
quite
he had
proficient.
a more than
The way that he
reasonable. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
The way
I'm
that he
not so worried about him. Oh, sorry.
the way that he deconstructed the vehicles do indicate he has a very high knowledge of the systems within them. I think he could actually do a great deal of harm to our ship.
Yeah, I'm not so worried about him leaving us so much as stranding us.
He had a greater than normal interest in our chambers. Our heck, what are they called?
cryo.
Cryo chamber. In our cryo chambers, it was of great interest to him. Yeah, it's probably best that we don't let him on our ship.
All right.
So Leo, what are you saying to him?
Well, Dr. Pierce would like him to take a look. So, hey, Doc,
Yeah.
would you mind giving us a hand? If you wouldn't mind just looking out one of those portholes there. Seem to have lost sight of Dr. Pierce and Commander Sheridan. If you can spot either one of those, if you please.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that. Not a problem. Hang on here. I got to touch these wires. Psst. Okay, my door's open. Oh, well, that's not you at all. Oh, it's fine though. Hey, how are y'all? And as he says that sentence, you can hear Leo and everyone else listening into this comm what can only be described as the sound of gunfire and then static.
Oops.
Automatic gunfire.
I don't think we've got enough guns for that.
What the fuck is going on?
Does our
with this
ship have
planet?
guns?
Moon, whatever.
It's a colonist ship, so I mean it'll have some weaponry on it, but not
Automatic weaponry.
Well, I mean, like, it's probably meant for shooting ships instead of people. So, I mean, in theory, it should be big bullets.
As you're all having this conversation, this crevasse that you're traveling down opens up, and you're now in this large circular clearing, and you can see up through this tunnel, this, I don't know what you call this, chimney, sky above it. But setting on the ground in front of you as you're coming into this, there is a ship landed here, covered in dust, looks ancient, with the hangar bay doors standing open.
Well, I guess I can stop and do my terminal thing here.
Sure. Ryan, what were you saying?
I was going to see if I could see anyone moving around.
Observation test.
Sure.
You pull a success right off the bat. You look around. You don't see any signs of movement, but you do see that this trail leads directly to the ship.
Seems like we've been led here.
Sending off a beacon, any kind of identifier, or is there any numbers on the outside of the ship that we can see?
Okay. For a beacon or identifiers, I would want a comm-tech for that. But just looking at the external side of the ship for any kind of identification, you can see it. I mean, it's partially like, dust covered. It looks like it's been here for years. Leo, no sign of anything. You just check your personal communication equipment. No sign of anything. But the name on the side of the ship, it looks hand painted, and it reads The Bloody Buzzard. And it's got this big kind of like stylized graffiti image of a buzzard over it, like you would see for like art on like old like fighter planes.
Does it look at all like the image on the handle on the shotgun?
Yeah, it does. So yeah, that's a good thing to check, and it does. Yes.
Has anyone ever heard of this ship? Pirate gang or anything?
If someone would want to do it, check. It's gonna be a real long shot. I mean, there's so many ships out in the stars.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're like, we have access to Mother, so we can get like a
yeah.
big data thing.
I mean, like,
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
might
say
be able
no.
to,
I mean,
but
your best bet, you are working on that, getting your remote setup taken care of.
Okay.
Their auto. You may be able to pull some information if you get that thing connected to your ship's uplink.
Yeah.
But you're looking at 20 minutes worth of work to even get that running.
well, if you
So-
guys want to look at it, I can work on the uplink.
Yeah. We probably don't have windows all around this thing, do we?
No.
All right. So we're going to have to, at least one or two people are going to have to be outside.
Very well.
Dragon, you and me?
I would be excited to assist.
All right. I'm pulling out my laser pistol and stepping out.
You're outside, you're on the ground.
You're suffocating immediately now.
No, he's got his suit on. Otto, go ahead and give me that Comtech roll.
Just joking.
You pull a success. It's going to take all 20 minutes to get a connection.
Okay.
So, Otto's going to be busy for the next 20 minutes. What are the rest of you now? Joe and Ryan, are you two heading in the ship or just moving around outside of it?
Really, I'm thinking one of us I want to keep. I'm thinking, Joe, you take one side, I'll take the other side of our vehicle, and we're not pressing forward, but we're keeping watch because we've got like people inside the vehicle can see the ship, but we've got no eyes on the side. So I'm thinking that might be a good thing to do.
That seems like a very safe decision, Ryan.
Okay. So the two of you
Good
are
on
standing
you.
out, keeping guard. Go and give me observation tests.
Sure. Dr. Pierce, anything on your motion sensor?
Anything on my motion sensor?
Yeah, you check it and you can see here in the cavern. No, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Just us. Cavern seems empty.
All right.
That perhaps seems discouraging.
So, Joe, you can see scoring on the outside of the ship as you're kind of taking in. It looks like it's lived a hard life, but nothing that, no damage that you think would be responsible for it landing here. So it certainly did not seem to crash land. Ryan, as you're kind of taking things in, you can kind of look back out the path you came through. It's a long ways, but it's a straight shot. And you can kind of see way down there signs of like dust clouds kind of like cutting back and forth across where you all entered.
Getting closer?
Not closer. It looks like you're predicting harvesters, right? Like they're outside of the entrance, but too large to come in.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's slightly favorable, at least.
All right. So what is everyone thinking? Looks like we got a couple of harvesters at the other end of this. Cards on the table. This is my best guess is maybe they're a pirate crew or something. I don't know why they'd be holed up here for so long, but and I don't know why.
There was the story about the ship that landed years ago. I'm not sure if that's this one or not. There also was that strange communication we got when we first came in system from the Nurgle
Yeah.
USMC ship. And now there's machine gun fire back on the base with Dr. Spinner.
Yeah. I am getting the feeling that, like, maybe not a great idea for us to go back to the science base or even our own ship. If this one is currently unoccupied, we could just take it and go. This situation is...
Question.
Yeah.
Our own ship scanners, do we have like basic cameras? Can we zoom in on an area on that ship?
Yeah, so we're still waiting on Otto. He's getting his remote terminal set up and everything, so that way he can connect to the Moonin's systems, and then I'll give you some access to the cameras on the science station. Yeah, your ship would have some cameras too, so you'll be able to get some more information.
Wondering if the bloody buzzard thing is covering up the Nurgle. Like if we can still see the leftovers of what that ship was before it was painted over.
So you're saying like this is actually the Nurgle and someone just painted over it, hiding its true intention?
Yep. Took the vessel, painted over it.
Didn't we encounter the Nurgle in space,
like
though?
It wasn't a professional printing or anything. It was just done by hand, so it had to have an original designator.
Yeah.
Well, this is like dusted oak, right?
It is.
Right.
Yeah. And Dr. Pierce,
So
you got your...
Well, I was going to say the same thing, Otto. Was like it dusted over, giving us the impression that it's been here for some time.
Yeah,
right?
like you can see the landing struts and everything have this dirt kind of built up around it. This thing looks like it's been setting here for years.
Yeah, and the Nurgle communicated with us, 3 days ago?
Yeah,
in space. Yeah.
Now, the Nurgle, I did do a little bit of research. It's kind of like an unlisted vessel for the UMSC.
USMC.
Or USMC.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. That might be them back at the science station. Maybe the USMC is doing some sort of experiments out here and they used this crew for some of that and just left this ship here and they just took out the science station. And I'm worried they might become looking for us soon. But first we need to get eyes back there. Hopefully how's that comm relay coming up?
Okay.
That depends on...
Yeah, we can hand wave a little bit of time if there's nothing anyone else is wanting to do at this exact moment. And yeah, Otto,
you don't want to rush the dusty ship.
Yeah, Otto,
please understand that your delays put us in further danger, Otto.
Your delays put us in danger.
I'm not establishing the comm link, Otto.
Dr. Pierce goes to try to find a way onto the ship.
So you see a way onto the ship. The bay doors are wide open.
I will go up to it then. I will look inside from a distance, pull out the binoculars I have.
Sure.
See if it helps at all. Look for any signs of violence.
So popping out your binoculars, looking in. Binoculars not needed quite so much here, more so light. But you know, we're working with advanced tech, so it's going to have some low light capability.
I support anyone who chooses binoculars.
Thank you, Otto.
No sign of anything. No one's in here. You don't see anyone. You do see a couple land vehicles, similar kind of like what you've got, but definitely, you know, Mad Max like.
What I'll do then is I'll pick up a rock or something off the ground, and I'll throw it into the bay doors, and then I'll look on my motion sensor to see if that triggers any movement on the ship.
Yeah, motion sensor. You immediately start checking it out. You're watching. You can see just the smallest blip of movement at the back of this bay. It does. You startled something movement. You don't see anything from where you're at. You don't hear anything, but there was a
inside the
touch
bay.
of movement. Yeah.
All right.
So it's at about this time, Otto, you get your connection. You pop into the Moonin. you're able to easily get your own external cameras and the cameras from the station. Now, the internal cameras on the station, definitely it's something you all kind of picked up before. A lot of them had been disabled, but you can get external cameras here and there. There's not a lot of them still up, but there are some. And you see landed a very clear military vessel on the ground outside of the station. Clear lettering on the side, USMC Nurgle.
Oh, shit.
Well,
I don't know what they'd be here for, but it's probably not good.
yeah, I'd agree with that. All in favor of trying to possibly take that other ship there?
Yes.
All right.
I'll probably leave our comm link up in case we can use our ship for something. But
how wide is this crevice?
It's enough that you could probably get like 1.5 of these vehicles in. You're not going to be able to fly your ship out, and the harvesters can't get in, but there is this like chimney that you can easily, if you get this bloody buzzard going. I mean, that's how they got in here. They came down, so you could go up.
It would fit, but ours is too big.
The Moonin, this is a smaller vessel than.
Okay.
So yeah, the Moonin, you're using it right now for colonist science type stuff. But it is designed to have quite a bit of cargo space. Yeah, you don't think it would fit in here, or you think that it would be extremely tight. And then there's still the problem that in the center of this cavern, there's another ship, so you couldn't land it either.
Also, in gravity, it'd be pretty challenging anyways, to remotely pilot it.
I was just thinking if we wanted to angle the land vehicle we're in maybe across the entrance to the
Well, we could put it on auto drive and have it drive off into the distance. Maybe
that's not a bad idea either.
Can you do that, Otto? Is that something you can do?
I imagine so. Yeah. It gets eaten by a harvester, and we're dead.
Exactly.
We're all dead.
Just like Lauren and Graham.
And
Dr. Spinner.
Except it's not a volcano this time. It's a giant sand asshole with a volcano inside of it, probably.
What's the difference? A sand asshole, a volcano. It's all a matter of temperature.
And they did come out of the ground unexpectedly, both of them.
One would likely have killed the children via suffocation, while the other would have killed them via massive heat damage.
Yes, I believe you're right, Dragon. Thank you. The scientific facts, they soothe me. Please tell me more. Tell me different ways the children might have died. And I will hold up the flashlight. I do have a high beam flashlight into the back of the bay. I realized.
Yeah, observation test.
Yes, observation.
Somehow doesn't get old.
I will push it.
Okay.
Real good.
Push it real good.
Push it to the limit.
I can't see it. There's nothing in there. We're perfectly safe.
Do you want to use any of those bonus die? See if you can squeak a success in.
No, that's fine. Ryan, it's all clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll turn on my own high beam flashlight and look as I'm going, but I'm going to go in sneakily. I'm going to try to stealth while also trying to be observant. Not that I'm good at stealth, mind you. That's
Would you care for me to come with you?
Yeah, if you want, Dragon. That's your call, buddy.
Okay, so if you two are trying to sneak in, I want that mobility test.
Covering them from a distance with my revolver.
Okay.
I'm covering them with my prayers and thoughts.
All right. You both pull a success. You've got people in the back outside of this bay keeping an eye on you.
Like to imagine I got like my laptop in one hand and the shotgun in the other one going like pew 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 pew.
So
pew, pew.
Yeah, moving in, the bay, you can tell it's been open for a while. Signs of dirt, dust everywhere. There's these two ground vehicles Like I mentioned before, very Mad Max. Like these things were heavily modified with the intent of intimidation. You get to the back of the bay, and as you're kind of moving through, you can see crates here and there. You would have to kind of spend some time, and it would make some noise to kind of inspect what's inside of them. But eventually you do get to a passage in the back. Doors open. And it moves in deeper into the dark corridors of the interior of the ship. You can see, because Dr. Pierce did let you know that he heard something. He caught some motion in it. What looks to be a small kind of animal. You're thinking like rat, something like that.
Right.
Swamp a rat. You used to shoot them with your T16.
All right. Is it
cautious.
alive or is it just
You just see the
standing there?
tracks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Please exercise caution, Ryan. If it survives in this atmosphere, it may be more dangerous than expected.
Oh yeah.
I would request to go first.
Sure thing, Dragon. I got your back.
You do.
I got my high beam flashlight out.
Yeah, you move to the back. You can see this passage goes forward, lower decks of the ship. You do see signs of not like your normal kind of ship schematics and pathways like you would get with a standard ship following standard safety protocols, but just very crude like signs on the wall pointing out like storage, engineering, armory.
Let's check out the armory, I think, first. Did we see a sign for cryo anywhere?
No, you didn't. But ships like these have multiple levels.
Okay.
Let me double check that. I want to make sure I give you the right information.
Is this a ship that's bigger than ours, or is it smaller?
It is
or comparable?
Smaller than yours.
Okay.
It definitely is.
Yes, we'll be trailing them, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. Storage, engineering, armory. No sign of any kind of cryo listing. So we've got Joe and Ryan leading the way. Pierce kind of following behind with his revolver out for backup. Otto
Motion
and
sensor going constantly.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be kind of far back because I'm mostly trying to keep it on the monitors and stuff to make sure I know what's going on.
Did you take that shotgun?
Sticking with
Yeah, I assume I've just got it shouldered or whatever. Yes.
I suppose I did allow you to have it since you
Leo's a
safely delivered.
pacifist.
All right. I wasn't. I was going to wreck us and kill us all without it.
Leo, what you got?
So I'm sticking with the captain since Leo's a pacifist. He does not have any guns on him. He does have a nice stun baton, though.
Does the shotgun even have any ammunition?
It's got a full load in it. So you're going to have a model like that. You're going to be looking at like 8 rounds.
It's not the ammunition that matters. It's that it had a bird on it and I'm a pilot.
Yeah.
That's it.
Otto, it's in your character sheet now.
All right. I also happen to have ranged combat.
Okay. And I've got your ammunition loaded in as well. You got 8 reloads. Well, 8 rounds.
Yeah. I will waste them on my friends.
I hope not, but
Are you
starting with me? I get it.
I'm just joking.
Okay.
I feel like I gotta pile on a little bit here.
Yeah. So Leo, you're keeping close behind Dr. Pierce. Like you said, you are a pacifist. You are unarmed except for a stun gun. And Otto, you're kind of following up in the round. Following up at the back, you've got one eye on your PDAT, kind of keeping track of the cameras going through the Moonin. Right now, looking at it, there's no signs of anyone, but you're only really getting external cams at this point. You're pretty sure there were more internal cameras running on the science station, but you're not getting a connection from any of them at this point. So Joe and Ryan, you're leading the way. You get directors towards armory, engineering, and storage, and you wanted to head towards the armory. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna find it. It's marked.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything is filthy, like dusty, and you're gonna guess that the shit was grimy beforehand.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Were any airlocks sealed, or is this still
No.
like open to the atmosphere?
It's still open to Atmo.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a ship with just one ramp in and out sort of thing, or
Well, there would be smaller ways in and out around the ship, but the main would be the cargo bay, which was wide open, and then the door on the back of the cargo bay was wide open. Yeah, you are dealing with a ship that is completely open to atmosphere. As you're kind of moving along, Otto and Joe, why don't you two roll me observation tests? But Otto, I want you to take a penalty on this. So if you right click on the skill, I want you to take a -1.
okay.
As Dr. Pierce, Otto, you still did good. Joe, you still did good. I'm sorry. Leo. Leo's the one. Joe, you're up front. So Leo, give me that observation test. As you're rolling it, Dr. Pierce, as you're all kind of moving deeper into this ship, you do get 2 points on your motion tracker. One ahead of you and one behind you. And with this, Ryan, you are going to give me an observation test.
While it is true, I
You
did
asked me for
fart.
one as well, Chuck.
Say that
I
again.
don't think it's going to show up on your motion tracker.
What's that, Bert?
I'm sorry, did you ask for Leo to make one too?
Yes. And you did.
Okay, I'm going to push it. I failed it, but I want to push it.
Sure.
I wouldn't get auto anymore. It's long range indoors or in close quarters, so it'd be long range now.
Okay. So yeah, you both pull success. Now, I call for this one. The two of you in back, Otto and Leo. You hear the sounds of heavy kind of scraping metal coming from behind you. Oh snap, Steven, dropping bits and running. Thank you. Why don't we go ahead and do that? It's 300 for a bonus die. It blocked Hunky.
Yeah, I got it.
The hell was that?
I'm wildly offended that you would say that word.
Yeah. Why don't you all drop to stress, and then we will take a bonus die. So that'll put us up at 6 bonus die in the bank. Thank you, Stephen. Okay. So Otto and Leo, you hear the sound of scraping metal behind you. You're far enough back that the others don't really pick it up. Dr. Pierce, you do get signs of movement behind you, which will kind of fit with the sounds of this scraping metal that Otto and Leo are hearing. Ryan, how did you do?
I got 2 successes, and I did have to roll panic, but I'm good.
Keeping it together. As Ryan, you're moving towards the armory, you can see the door, and all of a sudden, out of a side room, well, not a side room, a small opening, crack in the wall, something like that, you see this rat pop out. And I need you... Let's see here. I want you to just go ahead and take a point of stress for me. As you see this thing, it kind of startles you. But you're the only one who sees this, Ryan. Let me find John on my list. And then
Does this
as you,
allied with my
It-
my pings?
it does.
Okay. All right. I'll be communicating all that.
Yeah.
Oh, that ain't right.
And as you see it, you kind of like scream out in fear, and then immediately it ducks right back into the crack, the opening. But no one
How
else
big?
saw it.
Like actual like rat size or
Rat-sized.
bigger than okay.
Rat-sized.
Right. So there's definitely some living organisms. I'm thinking native to the planet, maybe. I honestly don't know. I just got a glimpse of it, but rat thing.
There's another
scurrying
behind
about.
us. Or at least a ping. Possibly one of these rat creatures, possibly something else.
All right.
And then Otto and Leo, you would also have the information to add on that you did hear sounds of like scraping metal or something like that from behind, which kind of lines up with Dr. Pierce's ping from behind.
Sorry, is Otto with us?
Yeah.
Was Otto outside? I thought Otto was still outside.
No, Otto's
I
with
was
us.
just coming in slow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay. Sorry,
Otto's
my bad.
just
I just keep
Otto
getting
and
confused.
Leo are just kind of falling or lingering behind, with Leo closest to you and Otto further back.
Is the ping like about where Otto is, or is
It's
it
further back.
further behind Otto?
It
Okay.
seems like it's in that bay.
Careful, Otto. I think there's something behind you.
All right.
That's you, Dan.
Sorry. One more time.
Oh my gosh, your microphone's going all
I know I got weird things going on. So
my
I was
gosh.
distracted
Check
for a
your
second.
comms, Otto. This is not the time for this.
Yeah, Otto, you hear something behind you, like sound of like grinding metal. Leo, you hear it as well. And then Dr. Pierce says that he got a ping on his motion tracker behind you, like towards the bay where you all just came from.
To try to capture one of these things, see if they're friendly, see if they're...
Is this any better?
That is better, yeah.
Okay. I just happened to see voice meter.
Okay. So what's going on?
Shotgun?
Do you go back?
I mean, not too far, but
Sure. Leo?
All right, so Chuck, what I was trying to say is that Leo is kind of standing guard over the pilot.
Okay.
So like he's close, and
Okay.
yeah, you'll turn around with him.
Otto, you're the first one in. You take a look around the bay, and the first thing you notice right off the bat, these hangar doors are closed.
oh, well, that's unexpected. So someone else has control of the ship then. Right now.
Now, I will say there doesn't seem to be any power. There's no lights.
Oh,
Like,
so someone shut the door on us.
you can go check it out if you want.
Checking things out really isn't my expertise.
Do you call back and let everyone else know what's going on?
Yeah, I have a PDAT too.
Okay.
For the safety of the crew, you should go investigate if they were manually closed. All by yourself.
Are you going to do that, Otto?
No, Otto's got one job, and it's to recklessly drive us into
all right,
danger.
You know what? Dragon, keep your eyes peeled. I guess try to catch a rat. I'll go back and Otto, will you come with me? I'll see. There's no power on this thing, so I'm real curious. Maybe it's the one-armed man that we saw earlier.
I assume you'd have to be heckin' strong to lift and shut a hydraulically operated lift door, but
I don't know. He looked weird when we saw him. Real weird.
I will
he's a
remind
one-arm
you,
power lifter.
Mhm. Like some obvious synthetic augmentation.
and I
Yeah.
will remind you all that where he was pounding on the outside of the science ship,
Mhm.
it did leave pretty heavy indentations.
I feel like we're meant to be trapped in here.
Well, let's just go take a look.
Sure. Those of you going and taking a look at the door in the hangar, I want that observation roll. Oh, you did great, Ryan.
I did.
Gosh, I don't even know if you need me to roll this.
Meanwhile, I'll just search around the armory, whether I find something here or I find a rat.
Okay.
Up to help with Dragon since we're switching around.
Sure. Let's do the armory because that's gonna be fun. You all move into the armory, and it is in shambles, like completely looted. No signs of weaponry. There's signs of expended rounds on the ground. As you're all kind of taking it in, you see signs of bullet holes in the walls, and you see splatters of long, very old dried blood, like more so rust on the walls at this point than anything else, but definite and splatter kind of spray patterns.
Is there anything salvageable? Anything at all? Even battery packs, power supplies, ammo, anything?
Yeah, give me an observation test for checking out this room.
Nothing I see
scavenging
appears safely salvageable.
Dr. Pierce does. You got a little more specifics in mind. You do find an additional battery pack, kind of tucked away.
I'll pick it up and I'll say, Dragon, I didn't get a girthy publication history by observing things safely. And I'll replace the power supply in my now dwindling motion tracker as I'm down to one supply.
Doctor, that battery is dented. Are you sure you want to use it? It could leak.
So it leaks. It's just a bit of battery acid.
The other thing that you're going to find is as you're kind of looking around, like I said, empty shells all over. You do find some shotgun rounds in a pile of shells. Looks like someone maybe dropped them. So like 2 more shotgun rounds.
Potential, yes.
Yay. Because they seem to be very effective.
But other than those, there's not really, and I mean, this place is a wreck. Like I said, there was definite fight of some kind. And things were raided. Like you can tell, like this is ransacking of some kind.
Is there a way to do some sort of forensic examination? Is it just gunfire? Or are there evidence of explosions or something that might be consistent with that strange one?
Are there any families splattered against the walls? Perhaps a wife and 2 kids.
Oh, gosh. You better watch it there, Otto. Dr. Pierce is coming.
I'm not actually there. I'm just.
We're on
open comms, asshole.
He's gonna see you, and he's just gonna see a volcano for a head.
I'm sorry,
Dr. Pierce.
Sorry, I wanted a character with a history.
Dr. Pierce, give me another observation test. This for definite kind of forensic style. So, no signs of explosions or anything, but one thing you will definitely pick up is there were kind of 2 points on the walls where the fire was concentrated. One is around the door that you all just entered through. It looks like someone was using this as like a defensive position. The other spot is there is the remains of an air vent, an air duct, kind of up on the wall. Not large. I mean, you don't think you could squeeze in there. Like, maybe a very, of course, I don't know.
You're trying to say I have very slender hips.
Well, I guess that's true. I don't know the sizing of Dr. Pierce, but an average sized man would not be able to. You'd be looking at someone would have to be pretty scrawny to fit in there.
Nobody is doubting the honesty of your hips, sir. However, it would be quite difficult to get in.
Maybe some of those rats came pouring out of it. Maybe somebody holed up here Fought whoever came through the doors, fought whatever came through the vents.
If there is concern of indigenous life forms being a danger, I can close the vent.
Now, at that, you do kind of take a little look, and you can see the grate to the vent has been just completely destroyed with gunfire. It's like laying in pieces, twisted on the ground, not too far from it.
Dragon, you're as likely to put that vent covering back up on that as I am to see Linda, Lord, and Graham again. It's gone. Just let it go.
I'm glad to do so. There's a great deal of scrap in this room. I would be happy to repair it if you like to. However,
Well, go ahead.
If you do not feel it is a concern, I will let it pass.
Yeah. I feel like whether it has a vent covering or not, if something wants out of that vent, it's coming out of it. An inch or two of metal isn't going to save us.
You'd be surprised at what an inch or two of metal can do.
Oh, really? Tell me.
I've been
feel like
advised by
we're like-
Ryan that my response that I was intending to reply with is inappropriate.
I feel like there was an answer that was way up here, and we're working our way down from it to a reasonable answer.
Humor in the face of danger, I understand coping mechanism. So let's check in with our allies in the back.
Yeah.
We found an armory, and I'll just fill them in.
Yeah.
Et cetera.
As Ryan, Leo, and Otto, did I have you all roll observation tests on this door yet? I think I
I thought
did.
we did already.
Yeah. Because I think, Ryan, you did pretty good.
Yeah, I had like 2 successes.
Okay.
I
I think I also had at
Oh,
least
3
us.
successes.
Nice.
Nice.
The doors, they close side to side. Closed in the center. Ryan, you did good. You can see that the panels off to the sides of the door have been pulled open, deformed, and ripped open. And you can see the hydraulic lines inside pulled out. You can see them just dangling there like snakes hanging out of the wall. And as you're all kind of taking this door in, you can see 4 indentions along the seam. Hand-sized.
Can we tell
Kinda.
the shape of the hand, perhaps?
I would want another observation test for that.
This
and
is on
Leo-
the inside?
On the inside. And Leo, if you wanted to, I could take a medical test from you, because it's human anatomy stuff. Okay. So Otto, you're not sure. Ryan, definite hand-sized. Leo, you kind of notice something with the sizing and the shaping of the fingers. Leo, looks like the right hand on both doors. Like someone pulled one side shut with one arm and then pulled the other side shut with the same arm.
I mean, that's what I was getting at. So,
Well, yeah, Leo confirms.
Looks like this is the one-armed man right here. That's
So
kind of
he's
a tricky maneuver. to
inside with us then.
Yep. To the team up front or in the armory, just be aware. It looks like we have a guest here. The one-armed man has joined us, or woman, whatever.
The one-armed
So-
person.
One-armed person, and so keep your eyes peeled.
Speaking of eyes peeled, let's give this.
Motion trackers active.
So, yeah, you've got your motion tracker active. You can see the blips of your friends, well, your crewmates in that back room. Nothing else is really showing at the moment. Leo, I'll give this to you. As you're kind of looking around the inside of this, trying to piece these things together in your mind, you know you're not alone in here. You can see this very strange kind of metallic style lump on the on the wall right above this door with these thin blue lines glowing super faint. If it wasn't as dark as it is in here, you wouldn't be able to notice it.
Recognize it as anything?
Observation. Give me an observation test.
The one-armed Samus Aran in ball form on the ceiling.
Do you want to push that?
Yeah.
Okay, one success will do it.
One success.
Yeah, it looks like a vaguely humanoid shape, almost kind of like half merged in with the wall. Griffin OFH, thanks for stopping by.
We got ourselves a Philadelphia experiment scenario here, folks. It's organic matter fused into the whole here.
Yeah.
Do you not watch the classics? No, I
have.
not.
No, it's one of my favorites. Oh boy, that ain't. Why is it still glowing?
Why is it a lot of things?
And I would like to point out that Joe and Dr. Pierce, you can hear this over comms as well. But yeah.
Something's glowing.
Leo, maybe you got better words for it.
Touch it. Wait. Dragon, let's go join them.
Actually,
should see
I do
this.
have a
Agreed.
scanner. Can I see if the tissue is still alive?
Yeah, go for it, man. Give me a medical test. Take your bonus.
Is this stressful?
It is. Everyone take a point of stress. Good call, Jeff.
Got you.
Uh-huh.
Want those extra die?
Yeah.
I wish I could get extra
Ooh.
dice.
Okay.
You're so lucky to feel stressed, Dr. Pierce.
You need to roll me
I envy
stress
you.
there, Leo. So you'll click on stress up on your character sheet, top right.
Oh, I see it. Boom. 2.
2, you're keeping it together. It is definitely organic. Very much like that dude that you saw outside the ship.
Okay. But is it alive? That's the thing. Is it still alive?
You got
I mean,
your
something
scanner.
shut us in the ship.
Yeah, you got your scanner. You're picking up very faint kind of, electrical signals, more than what you would get in like a like a biological kind of creature. No initial readouts of pulse respiratory system, but it's like a nervous system.
This is a little freaky, folks. This thing is still alive. It's still connected to something. Whew.
There'd been a sign for engineering, correct?
My papers published. This would
There
be
was.
something. This would be something.
All right. Dr. Pierce, Dragon, are you two joining us?
Yes, we're en route.
Yeah.
All right. I think we should all gather up and let's go to engineering first. Let's check to see if the core is even active on this ship. And then maybe we can see about getting some power restored and maybe find some logs or something.
Okay. Sure. You all back out of the hangar bay. You reconvene with Joe and Dr. Pierce. Same thing. The it's marked. You know how you can get there without too much trouble. As you kind of make your way through these halls and whatnot, no more signs of this rat creature. But Dr. Pierce, you've got your motion tracker going still.
I was going to say, keep an eye on your motions. You really do.
Don't tell me what to do now. Yeah, you're right. You're probably right.
Oh, snap. Jeff, thanks for gifting that sub. That's
Ooh.
nice of you, man. You get the signs that every now and then something is following you all very slowly.
Being followed. Now, I have good news and bad news. The good news is that I don't think it's a random volcanic eruption that's following us. The bad news is that there are signs in the armory that someone was holed up here and had to fight to the death and to the death they did fight. I don't know. You said before, Ryan, that we have a visitor. I actually think we're the visitors. And it might be the one-armed man who lives here.
Yeah, that could very well be. Might be a remaining crew member or something from the ship. Something happened here.
There's still those missing other scientists that are on the station with Dr. Spinner.
Yeah.
Hope he has not died with automatic gunfire.
Should we lay an ambush? Capture, whatever it is, see if we can get some answers one way or the other.
We do not know what this thing tracks by. If it is largely just seeking a form of movement, I will be glad to be the bait.
No, you're too valuable, Dragon. You're too valuable.
Otto,
go ahead.
Oh, man.
No. We need someone to fly the
Dr.
ship.
Pierce, I concur.
Dragon, go
for
fly
it.
the ship.
I can be the bait.
It is true. I do know how to pilot the ship. Dr. Pierce, you are very wise. Otto,
Otto's
please move
value.
forward.
It's not stonks.
Okay, so Otto has been told to go and Ryan has volunteered to go. This is going to be a decision between Ryan and Otto.
Oh, right. Ryan's the boss, so
I'll do it.
Okay. Ryan, you kind of
no.
move out while everyone else kind of moves into like ambush style positions. You're
I made a
waiting
huge mistake.
as you're watching down this corridor, kind of coming down the corner. You can see, like, you get occasional feedback. Dr. Pierce, you can tell it's still closing in very slowly. And Ryan, as you're watching, coming around this corner, you see this hand inch out by the fingertips. Looks completely mechanical with this strange kind of bluing, kind of like biomechanical thing. Go ahead and take a point of stress. This is pretty fucked up.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
As it slowly inches around the corner. And it's, you see the bend of the elbow, and then as it's slowly inching out, it ends just a handful of inches past the elbow. Just this disembodied arm, mechanical, just doing that, that thing from the Addams Family, slow creep towards you with its fingertips. Ryan, you're the one who's got eyes on this.
Yeah. Is it kind of like pulling itself along the ground?
Yeah, along the ground.
Is there any like box or anything that I can like step up onto?
High or low?
High. I'm looking to go high.
I want to roll a d6. Yeah,
Do you squeal as you do so?
There's some some pipes and some conduits along the side that you can kind of hop up onto and hold yourself up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna step up on that. Try to do it kind of quietly, and just watch.
Now, if you're doing it quietly, I do want a mobility test.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah. You watch as this thing kind of inches closer and closer. It stops every now and then and kind of like arches, like it's crawling along kind of like that, and it arches up. And you can see this kind of like little prod kind of come out with this red flash of light that spirals down or spirals around and kind of goes back. It keeps crawling, kind of like almost like it's got like sensors or some shit. But you're hiding, you're not moving, you're off the ground, and slowly you can tell by the way it's moving, it's going to inch past you, kind of heading in the direction of your crewmates past you.
Okay. I thumb like, is there a way I can like just trigger my mic to like just get a crackle?
Sure. Yeah, you can key it a couple times.
Okay. Does it seem to respond to that?
When you key it, yes.
Okay.
It kind of stops for a second, does that thing where it kind of arches up. The little, prod or whatever comes out, that red light flashes, then retracts in, and then it keeps going. And while you're kind of looking at this thing, watching it, you can see kind of those same bluish kind of like lines every now and then, with that very faint internal bluish glow. But it seems to be unaware. Your mic key definitely, it got its attention, but it doesn't seem to be aware of where you are.
Okay. All right. I'm going to let it kind of go past until I know it's in like the good ambush spot.
Okay.
And then when it is, I'm like, now.
Okay. Yeah, you all hear the now from Ryan. You don't quite see anything, but you know you're kind of like hiding behind a corner so you can hop out to an ambush. What do you all do?
He said now, I will turn on my high beam flashlight to make sure to illuminate the area and then leap out to grapple it.
Sure. You turn on your light, you leap around the corner, you can see this severed arm. And as soon as you kind of leap out and that light hits it, it arches up. This red thing kind of like pops up and it spins around and it scans. But then this little red light kind of like locks in on you. And before, where it was just kind of like inching along, crawling, all of a sudden it's just like all fingers are going like a spider. As it's still not fast. I want to make that clear. It's still not fast. But faster than what it was moving. It starts closing in on you, Joe. And it's at this point that the rest of you can kind of see it as well. Leo, Dr. Pierce, and Otto, go ahead and take a point of stress for this.
Oh, man.
So, Pierce would like to command Dragon to grab it.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah.
So that he can get a bonus, perhaps, on his roll. So I will try to roll command.
Command is an underutilized skill in this
Yes.
game.
Mm-hmm.
I put a skill point in it, I figured.
Yeah. So that should give you an extra die on your test there, Joe.
Nice.
Dragon, get it. Try not to break it.
It's just a can. It can't have that much leverage.
It likely warrants further observation. An excellent point, Dr. Pierce. Thank
Yes,
you.
I want to analyze it.
I will grab it. Or I will try.
Sure. You're going to give me a mobility test to grab this thing.
Oh, curses. I was hoping it would be.
I would take close combat as well. That makes sense.
Oh, if you'll take close combat,
I'll take
I would
close
love
combat,
to give you.
yeah.
I would much prefer to give you close
Yeah,
combat
I'll take
instead.
close combat.
Wait. Is it a lot of dice? I don't know, Jeremy. Think about this carefully. What's your lowest skill?
You
It's
both
the most
3
likely to
successes.
succeed.
I still love that. What was that character's name?
Claymore?
No,
Claymore.
from
Oh,
Vesson.
Caius?
Caius
Oh,
did
God.
it with the shooting, and then Claymore did it as well whenever
Yeah.
he had to like drive or like.
Basically, me and
negotiate.
Freely Games usually like.
Just
1 to 3 dice. That's the hot zone. You do pull
Mhm.
3 successes, so you easily kind of like leap over this, kind of grab it by the back of the forearm, and you kind of lift it up. You've got it off the ground. Its fingers and wrist are flailing, but you've got it at a point where it can't really do anything. I do need you to make me a stamina test there, Joe.
It's like a snake. As long as you get it from behind, it can't get you.
Really, yeah, that's definitely. Okay. Joe, I am going to make you take a point of damage to your health.
Oh,
As you
no.
pick this thing up, all of these really fine hairs start sprouting out, stabbing through, and you can see like they're piercing through your hand. It's not a lot of hurt. They're very fine. They're very small. But,
Okay. I am resilient, so I'm going to roll a quick strength check.
sure. Oh, 4
I am not
successes.
going to take any
Nice.
damage.
You don't take any damage.
Wow.
That is
Nice.
good to know.
The hairs actually bend around your fingers.
I am wearing my PPE. That is personal protection equipment. Always remember your PPE. Safety is a choice.
I'm glad it didn't stab my suit.
I would like to say I am as well.
Luckily, I will point out that this. I mean, these things are finer than like hypodermic needles. Like, I don't think they would have. Your suit would have probably
it's like
been
a rupture
fine.
your suit.
Yeah, it wouldn't have ruptured your suit in this case, but it's a good thing that Joe did as well as he did for reasons.
It could have ruptured me instead.
So you're all watching now as Dragon, as Joe has this arm that's kind of like flailing and bucking around trying to get out. You can see all these super fine hair, like cilia almost, just like an octopus when you get a close up of their tentacles, and you can see all these like stab outs, kind of like doing that. Luckily, Joe, you're no worse from where it seems like your suit and then also your working class synth, like it's not able to really get any traction on you. So you're fine holding this thing. What's going on?
Is this a left hand or a right hand?
It's a left.
Z, do you feel like you can hold it for a few minutes so I can take some scans, some observations?
Joe, you feel very confident about that.
I absolutely do, Dr. Pierce. This
Thank
is
you.
all for you, sir.
Don't
would
get
like
too close,
to-
Pierce. I don't want to.
I will. I understand. So I will take advantage of my analysis
Sure.
talent. Roll observation, gain insight. It takes a turn, so 5 to 10 minutes or so. So if he's okay to hold it,
Sure.
I will do a very careful examination of it. Roll observation.
All
2
two successes. That's good.
So, per the analysis talent, I should be able to ask 2 questions.
Ask your 2 questions, and I will give you 2 answers.
I would like to know what problems could it cause, specifically those weird hairs that were popping out.
Definitely, I will tell you. Well, I mean, I have to because of your talent, but yeah, it's so infection. Yeah, infection.
You are allowed to give vague answers.
I'll give that
You have to
answer.
be truthful. Okay.
Infection.
Yes, careful. Those needle-like things, those follicles, likely inject some sort of chemical infection of some kind. And then, what is its purpose, this creature? What is it? Or if it's easier, how does it work? Something like that.
Okay, let's go with how it works. And actually, there's I'm going to give you some more because it's kind of fun information. This was not a biological arm. Looking
This wasn't a biological arm.
over it, this was a
Interesting.
prosthetic limb.
This was a prosthetic limb.
And it seems like it looks like the same kind of thing, that weird dude, one-armed dude outside the ship. It's got the same kind of like biomechanical integration, but it prosthetic, you're not sure.
Does it look like a prosthetic that might be on the market, say from Hyperdyne or one of the other companies that make these things?
Yes, but it's old. It's a very old model. Even giving a date that the ship landed 8 years ago, it seems older than that. Yeah, where
Fascinating.
yeah, it's not like the modern day prosthetics where it's more likely to pass as an actual limb. This was very obviously a prosthetic. And it didn't always have the same kind of safety protocols as modern limbs do. So you could get some dangerous grip strength from time to time.
So as part of like the how does it work question, would I think that this is working
Independently, or it's being remotely controlled?
Independent.
Yes. So everything I will convey, but I will do so with great intellect. They will be very impressed. And then, okay, Dragon, my analysis is done. Go ahead, throw it at Ryan now.
I hear your
I'm
analysis.
kidding. I'm kidding. That would not be safe.
I agree. And if it can act autonomously, then I do believe it is best, as this is a synthetic limb, correct?
Synthetic indeed. And it can act autonomously.
Very well.
It is not
As it
being
is a
controlled
danger
remotely.
and not a living being.
Oh yeah, you start now. This yeah, you spend some minutes. You're super fucking strong. You got like a strength of 8 or some shit.
8, yeah.
You start snapping and cracking and contorting, and eventually it stops moving, and you're free to discard it if you want. And the little hairs that you can see, kind of like trying to gain purchase on your suit, stop going. They don't retract like they had been kind of before. They just go limp.
Everyone, by the way, my intelligent, thoroughly intelligent, and very comprehensive explanation of this thing gives you all comfort. So you lower your stress by 1.
Nice.
Nice. Although I just want to put out there,
Helpful.
there was a little blue ball man thing by the door. What was this arm that, or was it bigger than this arm?
That lump that Leo kind of examined by the door, it was definitely larger than that. Like it was slightly larger than your standard adult human large, kind of like merged into the wall above the door.
So this is like some sort of infectious organic tech.
And it seems that way.
All right, that's
Like-
biomechanical to be precise.
Actually, I have a thought.
What you got?
So, Chuck, I got the data from the rash and the symptoms that the crew members were having, right?
Yes, you did.
Pulled from their medical files. Let me scan that lump again to see if we have similarities in cellular structures. And
Okay. Yeah, you all double back to the hangar bay to do a scan. But that lump is missing.
It's a tumor that moves.
You
It's a
can
spaceship
see
tumor.
that now I will give you some. You can see that there's some of this strange techno-organic growth around where it was, almost like a pod in the wall. You can certainly scan that, and you may be able to get useful information from there. But the large lump itself, it's gone.
well, I did say it was still alive and connected to something. So apparently has the ability to move through solid structures.
Or, just get off of the wall and walk around.
That too.
So, Leo, are you going to do a
Motion
scan
detector.
of it where it was? Bert,
Sorry?
were you going to do a scan of where it was?
If there's any tissue left over,
Sure.
sure. Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to see if I can get a match for the disease. Or
well. While Leo's doing that, Ryan is gonna like reach into his pocket and hand Dr. Pierce, Otto, and Leo each a dose of Naproleve. He puts the rest back in his pocket
Sure.
for emergency use.
Sure. And Leo,
don't
you will
know.
give me that medical test.
But I'll put in my
Right.
inventory.
okay. Here we go.
Ooh, look at that. You got 3
Lots of
successes.
6s, but I got a stress roll.
Roll your stress. You're going to get some information, and let's see what happens with your stress. A3, you are keeping it together. Good job. Scanning where it was, very clear signs of human DNA.
Is it infected with what the crew was infected with?
That is what you asked. And you did study those logs. Yes.
Okay. We got a match, boys. Whatever this tissue is, got the same system carrying the same disease that the crew ended up coming down with.
So it got handed to them.
Like a nanite thing?
Well, it's actually,
Production of some
I would have
kind.
scanned it enough to know. I mean, it's organic, right? This is not a created thing.
That's
And so then
kind
what's-
of that weird blend between normal science and like hyper sci-fi science.
Okay.
I think Dr. Pierce kind of nailed it on the head. Biomechanical,
Okay.
kind of, living tech.
Okay.
Much more of the
Great.
ship do we have left to explore? We've barely explored any, I think.
Barely.
Barely have.
Who
I don't think
knows
we're
what
getting
more
out of
we
here.
might find.
Yeah.
This might be our way off.
I agreed. Agreed.
Perhaps we can find some way to realign the main deflector dish to insert techno babble here, and we can get off this rock.
Well, I'm thinking if we can get to the engine room, see if the reactor is still capable of getting hot, get power going, we can check the seals.
Yeah, I mean, we can do this like a regular old flight check sort of thing here.
Yeah. But we're not alone on here. There's at least one, maybe two of those things still on board, because that door was closed by a right hand, if I remember
And
correctly.
only a right hand.
Only a
And
right
only
hand.
a right
Yes.
hand. So there's
Yeah.
at least another hand running around, plus whatever was in that pod.
They may or may not be the same thing.
Right.
I'm gonna just err on the caution of not.
Yeah, agreed.
Try to get to the bridge, see if we can access some of the systems from there, see if we can turn things on, or go to engineering. We'll direct
It's all powered off, right? I assume we have to go to engineering first, I think.
And engineering edge is showing is on this level.
Do we have a map of this, or is this all?
You're just working off of essentially the directions
The
painted on the
signs?
wall.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
What if this was some sort of like biotech weapon developed by the USMC? And maybe that's why there's a ship that, as soon as we arrived, came on down and started.
I mean, they could have done that anytime, though. I mean, it's not like we found this.
That's the interesting question. I highly doubt that they didn't know that Dr. Spinner was there on that station, and yet he's been living there all this time.
Yeah.
The ship's been known about for years, and he's been crazy for years. And
then
they said,
I don't mean offense, Ryan.
Yeah.
I don't mean offense.
Mm-hmm.
What does Seekson know? Because we got sent here on this mission.
Agreed. I don't know what the fuck this up either.
Okay. We're at time, so we'll wrap it here. Let's do some XP questions.
Woohoo.
First one, did you participate? You get an XP for participation. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agendas? That's something each of you can decide on your own.
We sacrificed the doctor.
Does that go along with your personal agenda, though?
I did double
object to
push.
that dude was dead. They're Marines. They're space Marines. They're gonna
But we didn't know that at the time.
Corners and doors. I know, but we know it now.
Yeah.
Did you risk your life for your buddy PC?
That depends on how you look at it.
I'll let you interpret it. If you can make a legitimate
first.
I risked all of our lives.
But
For
it's not
us, though.
Yeah, it's not. Did you risk their life? Did you risk your life for them?
I put myself out there as bait.
You did.
Yeah. That's probably a better take on it.
Did you challenge or stand up to your rival PC? I really feel like Jeff and John are locked this XP question in.
Yeah.
I'm trying really hard to give Otto a hard time.
I don't want to do it anymore. It's not. It's ruining my enjoyment. So I'm going to switch and turn it to Otto because he's incompetent.
Oh,
Hey! Hates me all of a sudden. Yeah.
It does kind of make sense though, because Otto is so reckless, and
Yeah.
I can see it. And you're allowed to switch at the end of every session.
I've been trying to give Otto grief, and I'd be really happy to have somebody else do the same.
All right. If you made a panic roll, you get a point of XP.
I can take that one.
Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means? Yeah, you took care of those harvesters.
Hmm?
Yeah, you bypassed that. That would have been a very violent event.
And the
I
hand.
drove fast.
And the
I mean,
hand.
really.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you make a significant discovery revelation? Yeah, you all can take one for that one. Yeah. Now here's a question. I'll leave it to each of you to answer for yourselves. Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind? Like I said, think
I
about
don't
it.
know how many
me,
successes was required for shooting the gap on the harvesters, but I did double push it.
That was
That was pretty
pretty
cool.
epic. You double pushed and got like 5 successes.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I don't respect Otto at all, but for Dan,
For me,
yeah.
I feel like that was pretty good.
And we're not dealing anything with money, so that last question's not going to be. So, yeah. There's our questions. We will continue this next week. Let's do our closing roundtable here. Got to figure out what we've got going on. Halloween is on Monday, so I think a lot of us have Halloween-themed things coming up along the weekend and on Monday. So let's see. Jeff, what do the gaggers got happening?
Friday night, we are doing Mothership as we're continuing through our Gradient Descent campaign, very similar to Alien, of course. So we are currently in a large space station that is a Android production facility, and it is controlled by an AI. So you can imagine how bad that is. Saturday, we are doing Orbital Blues. It's our finale of our 4-week arc for that, as we've been... This last arc is like a die-hard story, basically, as they are locked on a space station. A lot of space stations. Then on Monday, I think we're going to be doing some Call of Cthulhu, like a little one-shot of Call of Cthulhu, as we gear up for an eventual Call of Cthulhu campaign. Yeah. And then Tuesday, we're back to Haunted West, nice. Which is sort of spooky, weird, well, mostly spooky horror Western stuff run by our friend Steven.
Nice. And on that... Let's see if Steven's still in the chat. I think he's rolled out. He's busy doing fun things.
That Universal being hunky.
Yeah, he is.
With his messenger bag and his cute little hat.
I have confirmed. I don't know if he shared it, but one of
really hairy arms.
Yeah, very hairy arms. I'm going to be joining in on Arc 3 of Haunted West.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
John, you got anything happening?
No. Like next Savage Rift game is not going to be until like December 1st.
Oh,
so
wow. That's always
out. Be a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Bert, what you got happening?
Oh, this Friday we have a Halloween game going on. Probably Call of Cthulhu. This Saturday would normally be Goodman Games playing our own weird Western game, Weird Frontiers, but Goodman's kicked us off for their own Halloween stream. So instead, I picked a game for you guys if anyone would like to join. It's called Paranormal Inc. It's based off Brindlewood Bay.
yes,
Oh, very cool. I'll be there for that.
Awesome.
Nice.
Very cool.
This Sunday, I think I'm not going to do anything this Sunday. I'm going to take it off. But Monday and Tuesday, both, I will be running Halloween games on my stream. Not sure what yet. Probably more Call of Cthulhu, maybe another silly game. Who can tell? But more Halloween games on Steam, Steel Murder on Twitch.
Very cool. Jeremy, you got a Patreon you want to talk to us about?
Yeah, man. Aaron Reese on Patreon. You got comics, maps, tokens, art assets, all sorts of fun stuff. Check it out.
Very cool. Yeah, so on Defenders, tomorrow night we're scheduled to do Tales from the Loop. I think I've gotten confirmation from enough people that we will be playing tomorrow night. Friday night, John, Dan, and the rest of the crew for Friday nights. We're going to actually be doing the DCC horror adventure. I don't remember the name of it. It's the 3rd level DCC horror adventure. So we'll be running that.
No mistakes will be made. It's going to be the best playthrough you've ever seen.
There's absolutely not going to be complications thrown at us immediately. But
No shenanigans. Wow, I can't even say it right. No shenanigans. Just completely serious. Best play ever.
Yeah. What else do we got? Saturday at 1 p.m. Central, we're doing Through the Hedgerows, Tales from the Loop over on Grim and Perilous Plays. Dan and Jeff are hanging out with me over there, along with Adam and Melissa and Maitre. So, and Steven. I forgot Steven. Holy shit. And then that's it. We'll be back here next Wednesday for some more of this. And then scheduling shift up, change. So not 2 days from, or 3 days. I don't fucking remember. Not this coming Saturday, but the one after. We're going to be back on Grim and Perilous Plays. And I think right now the plan is for us to get back to Kingdom Death Monster. So we've got that coming back up here soon. Yeah, I don't fucking know. That's all I got. So until we see you next time, fight disembodied hands, shoot the gap, and, you know, I don't know.
Don't trust volcanoes.
Don't trust volcanoes.
Don't trust volcanoes.
That's an important
They
one.
are awfully shifty.
I have learned that from
They
Dr.
are very
Pierce.
shifty.
Yeah. All right. We'll catch y'all later. Doses.